Nobody told me my butt was gonna hurt. Hello, my name is Danielle, and if this is your first video here at my channel, how the heck did you find this one? And if it is not, then hello, how you doing? Welcome back. So today in this video, I'm going to be talking about postpartum and specifically postpartum pain, because I did not know postpartum pain the way I wish that I did. And so if you are an expecting mama or you just want to hear somebody else talk about their journey with postpartum pain, also at the end of this video I'm going to be showing what my body looks like 1 month postpartum. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, just keep on watching. So I will start after the labor and delivery vlog. So in the labor delivery vlog, that kind of showcases everything that I experienced in labor and delivery. Like that pain, I think that I described it pretty well. Each component of contractions and everything like that. So I'm going to start with when my epidural started to wear off. Now, once my epidural started to wear off, that was when things got crazy. I was in so much pain. The epidural, when I got the epidural, I felt like Superwoman. I felt like nothing could touch me. I felt amazing. And after my epidural wore off, that was a whole other situation. It was so incredibly hard to walk. It was like trying to walk while feeling like your legs aren't properly attached to your body and your lady bits are like on fire and have been punched like 1,000 times. Best way for me to put it, because it was excruciating. Like taking 5 steps like felt like a full workout, like a full hour core power yoga workout. The first time I went to the bathroom, it was when my epidural hadn't fully worn off. So that one, it was still like really painful. But like as we got into postpartum, like Brent would have to like literally walk me to the bathroom. And if I tried to do it on my own, then it was like literally watching a turtle do anything. Like I was just slowly having to get out of every single like slow motion, everything. It was a hot mess. But so once you get to the bathroom, it's like because there's so much blood. And it was a normal amount of blood because they come and they check you 50,000 times. Okay, so the blood was crazy. It was like, hold on, let me just put in a trigger warning here for blood. Trigger warning. Okay, the blood was so much. Like I did not anticipate that much blood coming out. It was literally around my ankles. Like it was just like everywhere. Felt like blood was everywhere. And already being hungry and just like out of it, it made me so nauseous to see that much blood coming out of my body. And when you sit down, it just like hurt. It was just so uncomfortable. And so after you go pee, you have to like use a little peri bottle on there and like rinse it. And then they give you like a big pad and you can like put all sorts of things on it, like witch hazel. You can put like a popsicle pad, a padsicle down there. I didn't like the padsicles as much just because like it felt nice to like have something cold down there, but actually sitting on it did not feel good to me. It was just kind of like sitting on an ice pack that was like dense while you're already kind of sore down there. So I was like, I'd rather just not. But they gave me medicine and they really took care of me in there. So that was really nice. In the hospital, they took care of me very well in the hospital if I had any pain or anything like that. So they gave me pain medications, but that still didn't, take away all the pain. I still felt really sore, specifically in my lady bits. What I did not anticipate with pregnancy or giving birth was how much your butt hurts. Like nobody told me that. I was anticipating, okay, my lady bit is gonna hurt because I'm pushing a baby out of there. Nobody told me my butt was gonna hurt. I was so confused. I had mentally prepared for my lady bit to hurt. I was not prepared for my butt to hurt. I was in so much pain on my butt. It was a constant struggle trying to figure out how the heck I was going to sit down and feed my baby, because sitting down felt so painful. It felt like somebody was punching me in the butt. I'm so sorry, but that is exactly what it felt like. And I wish somebody had told me it feels like somebody punched you in the butt and then you have to sit there because you're breastfeeding, or if you're not breastfeeding, you may be able to find a more comfortable position. But I literally breastfed her standing up one time because it was just that painful, like sitting down and all that pressure and like just the pressure of sitting on such a tender area was the worst. And so that was in the hospital. Once I got out of the hospital and we got home, I was able to get up the stairs, which I was very, very proud of. Slowly, but I was able to do it. And overall, it's just like the pain once I got home from the hospital, once I like was done with my pain medication, it felt like bruising down there. That's the best way I can put it. I've been trying to Google different things to try and understand like what exactly hurts, because it's really difficult to figure it out. But basically my butt was the most painful thing immediately, but then as that pain started to wear off, then you start to notice other things, because everything hurts so bad down there at first that you can't really pinpoint what all is hurting until things start to stop hurting. Then you're like, oh, now this hurts. It's been hurting the entire time, you just haven't been able to notice it because there was something more painful hurting. So my butt stopped hurting as much, and then it was more my lady bits, because like I said before, they were the thing that hurt the least. And so now, since that other pain was gone, they were what hurt the most. It felt and feels like there's like internal bruising around there, which I heard can happen, and especially it can happen for as long as like 6 weeks, which I'm only 4 weeks postpartum. So hopefully here in the next couple weeks they will the pain will lessen. It definitely has lessened since when I first got home. It is still super painful some days. Some things, I guess, the way I sit can irritate it more than others, but currently, like on the right side of my lady bits, it feels like just a bruise all on that side, and so it hurts to like if I sit for too long, or like my pants are too tight or something, and then I stand up. It is like the most painful feeling, like if you had a really bad bruise and somebody put their finger on it. That's what it feels like. It's not a good feeling at all. Bleeding stopped for me around, I want to say 2 weeks, and then anytime I would overexert myself, I would start bleeding again, and then it would go away once I like chilled out. So bleeding was fine. My lady bits and my bum are still healing. Your postpartum poo, if anybody has not told you, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, your postpartum poo is going to suck. That's why they give you stool softeners at the hospital, because they're like preparing you for this poo, because everything down there just went through trauma, and now you're about to try and poop. Like, I was so nervous, because I was nervous for the poo, but I was nervous that the longer I went without pooing, the worse it was going to be. And so I literally was taking my stool softeners and everything, and then whenever I finally got the feeling like it's time, I looked at Brent and I was like, please pray for me. Like, please pray for me. And I meant it. I fully meant it. I was talking to the Lord. I was like, Lord Jesus, please make this experience not absolutely awful. Just like guide me through this, give me peace through this. And I am not kidding. I know it sounds like I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. It was miserable, and I was terrified to ever do it again. But it gets better. I promise you, it gets better. So I talked about bleeding. I talked about your lady bits. I talked about your butt. I talked about your first postpartum poo. Now let's talk about stomach. So after you have the baby and the baby comes out, they push her out, or you push her out, and so your stomach kind of shrinks back down. Now your uterus has to contract back down to what it was, because it contracts this huge amount, and that's got to be tiny again. So in the hospital, they like push and see how your bleeding's doing and stuff. I've been putting like lotion, like stretch mark lotion, on my stomach to kind of help my stretch marks go down. And so for me, I would always massage that area. That's something that I've seen a lot that helps the uterus contract, along with breastfeeding, because when you're breastfeeding, you can feel the contraction of your uterus, which kind of feels like a period cramp. So like after you've gone through labor, it's not that big of a deal to have a period cramp when you're breastfeeding. But it is like uncomfy. But yeah, so I would just like go like this and like massage like that to help my uterus go back down with some lotion for the stretch marks. And it's a little tender, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little tender, but it's still manageable. Like I said, after all the pain that you've been through, it's one of the least painful things. I tried to go like this in order, like from most painful to least painful. But yeah, so that is the thing that, you know, was least painful. And it gets less tender as the weeks go on. Next is the boobs. So going into the chest area, when your milk comes in, it literally felt like somebody just put like 10 pounds of weight on each of my breasts. Like that's what it felt like. Just boom, boom, weight. And I was just like laying in bed like, oh my gosh, what the heck, Roni? Like somebody help me. Your boobs when milk comes in is insane. Like it just like feels like so much. I was constantly engorged because I was making way more milk than she was drinking, so I was constantly having to pump. It's like I'm feeding her, she's falling asleep after one boob and she didn't even make a dent in that boob, so then I'm having to pump both boobs, and like it's just a whole mess in itself. But as the weeks go on, it gets better because your body's learning how much your baby's eating and is adjusting to that. So I covered bleeding, I covered your lady bits, I covered your butt, I covered your uterus contracting back down, and I covered your breasts. So I will make a whole separate video on postpartum baby blues because that is something that was so intense and something that I did not anticipate being as challenging as it was. As someone who already struggled with depression and anxiety, it was on a whole other level, and I feel like that deserves its own video. But yes, so I'm going to show you what you've all been waiting for and give you a clip of what my body looks like 1 month postpartum. This is what it looks like from the side, and this is what it looks like from the front. I feel like my extremities didn't change with pregnancy very much. It's just this area and this area that changed. But I did get stretch marks, so this is what my stretch marks currently look like. They're kind of centralized in this area. I have like one random one on this side and one random one on this side, but other than that, all new stretch marks are centralized right here. And yeah, so I am 4 weeks, and that means that in 2 weeks I will meet with my OB, and then she'll let me know if I can work out. So once I'm cleared to work out, then we're gonna try and get this area back in shape, and I will take you guys on that journey with me. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, leave a comment down below or on any other postpartum things or pregnancy things that I haven't covered that you have always wanted to know that nobody ever seems to give you a straight answer on. Make sure to turn my post notifications on because you never know when I'm actually going to post. I try and post on Tuesday or Friday, so if I don't post on Tuesday, you should see something Friday. If I don't post something Friday, you should see something Tuesday, but you never know how it's going to go when you got a newborn. So make sure to turn my post notifications on, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.